they're gonna have to stop calling me somebody's ex. I don't know if that means I have to date someone else
Yeah.
publicly. I don't know what it's gonna
Oh,
take.
that's so good. That's
Yeah,
so
like
good.
I, I,
Yeah.
I've been
The ongoing conversation surrounding Kayla Nicole, Chris Brown, and the persistent allegations of colorism in the entertainment industry has sparked heated debates across social media platforms, with fans, critics, and observers weighing in on the complex dynamics at play. The situation, which unfolded in September 2025, centers on Kayla Nicole, a well-known influencer and ex-girlfriend of NFL star Travis Kelce, and her appearance at a Chris Brown concert. The moment she was invited on stage for a provocative lap dance during the performance went viral, igniting a firestorm of commentary. Nicole's subsequent Instagram post, where she claimed the moment was for the Brown girls, only intensified the scrutiny as it reignited long-standing accusations that Chris Brown and his team engage in colorist practices, particularly in the selection of women for VIP experiences at his events. This incident, coupled with new allegations from dark-skinned women who claim they were denied access to Brown's VIP sections, has brought the issue of colorism in the entertainment industry back into the spotlight, raising questions about accountability, self-worth, and the cyclical nature of public humiliation. At the heart of this controversy is the viral moment when Kayla Nicole was brought on stage during Chris Brown's concert on September 14, 2025. The lap dance, described by many as overly sexualized, quickly became a trending topic online. For some, it was just another flashy moment in Brown's long history of provocative performances, but for others, it was a calculated move that fed into a broader narrative. Nicole's decision to frame the moment as a win for brown-skinned women was met with mixed reactions. Some praised her for embracing her visibility, while others saw it as a misguided attempt to align herself with a cause that didn't fully resonate with the context of Brown's history. The backlash was swift, with critics pointing out that Nicole, as known influencer with a lighter complexion, might have been chosen for the stage moment not because of a shift in Brown's preferences, but because of her pre-existing fame and appeal. This raised questions about whether the moment was genuine or simply a public relations tactic to deflect ongoing criticism about Brown's alleged colorism. The colorism accusations against Chris Brown are not new. For years, he has faced claims that his team deliberately excludes darker-skinned women from VIP sections at his concerts, favoring lighter-skinned, mixed-race, or non-black women instead. These allegations resurfaced in 2025 when two dark-skinned women shared their experience on TikTok, detailing how they were denied access to the VIP section at one of Brown's events despite arriving early and being promised entry. The women, who traveled from Cleveland to Detroit for the concert, described how they were left waiting for over an hour while lighter-skinned women were quickly granted wristbands and ushered into the VIP area. They recounted being asked to perform for tickets, actions like spinning around or jumping on one leg that other women were not required to do. Ultimately, they were given regular tickets instead of the promised VIP access, leaving them feeling humiliated and discriminated against. Their story, which went viral, added fuel to the fire as it echoed similar accounts from other women over the years. These incidents have fueled a broader conversation about colorism in the entertainment industry and beyond. Colorism, the practice of favoring lighter-skinned individuals over their darker-skinned counterparts, is a deeply rooted issue that affects Black communities in particular. In the context of Chris Brown's concerts, the allegations suggest a pattern where darker-skinned women are systematically excluded from exclusive spaces, while lighter-skinned or mixed-race women are prioritized. This dynamic is not just about personal preference, but about a systemic bias that devalues darker skin tones. Critics argue that Brown's team, and by extension Brown himself, perpetuates this bias by curating VIP experiences that exclude darker-skinned women, sending a message that they are less desirable or worthy of attention. The timing of these allegations is particularly striking, as they came shortly after Brown's attempt to counter the colorism narrative by highlighting his interaction with Kayla Nicole. In response to the backlash, Brown took to Instagram to defend himself, reposting the clip of the lap dance and urging Black women to stop what he called colorist rage baiting. His response was widely seen as defensive and dismissive, failing to address the core concerns raised by his critics. Instead of engaging with the allegations in a meaningful way, Brown's actions appeared to double down on his narrative, using Nicole's moment on stage as evidence that he does not discriminate based on skin tone. However, for many, this felt like a performative gesture rather than a genuine attempt at accountability. The fact that news stories of exclusion emerged almost simultaneously only reinforced the perception that Brown's actions were more about damage control than a true change in behavior. The situation with Kayla Nicole adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. As a public figure who has been in the spotlight for her past relationship with Travis Kelce, Nicole's choices are often scrutinized through the lens of optics and representation. Her decision to participate in the onstage moment with Brown and then frame it as a victory for brown-skinned women was seen by some as tone-deaf, particularly given Brown's history. Critics argued that Nicole, as a lighter-skinned woman with a significant platform, was not in a position to claim the moment as a win for all brown-skinned women, especially when darker-skinned women continue to report experiences of exclusion at Brown's events. The contrast between Nicole's moment and the stories of darker-skinned women being turned away was stark, highlighting the nuanced ways in which colorism operates within the Black community. Moreover, the comparison between Nicole and Kelce's current fiancée, Taylor Swift, has added fuel to the debate. While Nicole was trending for her provocative moment with Brown, Kelce and Swift were being celebrated as a power couple, with engagement announcements and glossy magazine spreads. The optics of these two narratives playing out simultaneously were brutal for Nicole. Critics pointed out that while Kelce and Swift were being portrayed as a wholesome, all-American couple, Nicole's association with Brown, a figure with a well-documented history of abuse and colorism allegations, cast her in a less favorable light. For some, this reinforced harmful stereotypes about Black women, particularly the Jezebel archetype, which portrays Black women as hypersexual and lacking in dignity. Nicole's decision to lean into the moment with Brown, rather than sidestepping the controversy, was seen by some as a misstep that played into these stereotypes rather than challenging them. The broader issue at play is the cycle of humiliation that many women, particularly darker-skinned Black women, experience when engaging with figures like Chris Brown. Despite the repeated allegations of colorism and abuse, Brown continues to command a loyal fan base, many of whom are Black women. This loyalty is often rooted in his undeniable talent as a performer, but it comes at a cost. Stories like the one shared by the TikTok user from Cleveland highlight the emotional toll of being excluded and humiliated in spaces where fans expect to be celebrated. The women who shared their story described feeling devalued and disrespected, not just by Brown's team, but by the broader system that allows such practices to persist. Their experience is part of a larger pattern, where darker-skinned women are made to feel invisible or unworthy in spaces dominated by colorist biases. This pattern is compounded by what some have called special snowflake syndrome, where individuals believe they're immune to systemic biases because of their beauty, status, or charm. Many women, regardless of their skin tone, fall into the trap of thinking they can outshine or outmaneuver colorism. For darker-skinned women, this often manifests as a belief that their attractiveness or charisma will protect them from discrimination. However, as countless stories have shown, colorism does not bend to personal attributes. No amount of beauty, wealth, or fame can shield someone from a system that devalues darker skin tones. The women who believe they are the exception often find themselves humiliated when they are subjected to the same treatment as others, reinforcing the harsh reality that colorism is a systemic issue, not a personal one. The role of fans in perpetuating this cycle cannot be ignored. Despite the well-documented allegations against Brown, many continue to support him, attending his concerts, purchasing his music, and defending him online. This support often comes with a willingness to overlook or downplay his problematic behavior, whether it's his history of abuse or the colorism allegations. Some fans argue that they can separate the artist from the art, enjoying Brown's music while ignoring his personal actions. However, this mindset can perpetuate a cycle of harm, as it allows figures like Brown to continue profiting from their fan base without being held accountable for their behavior. For darker-skinned women in particular, this cycle can be especially damaging, as it reinforces the message that their experiences and dignity are secondary to the entertainment value provided by their idols.